answering some of your questions about what it's like to have a cat while I draw some cat stickers. So a couple days ago, I put a little question box up on my Instagram and just told you guys to ask me any and every question you have about what it's like to own a cat, about my own cat, Clementine, just anything you were wanting to know. If you are planning on getting a cat, or if you're a dog person and want to know what the hype is about. So we're gonna kick it off with the juicy question. What is the most annoying thing about them? LOL. That is a bit of a tough question, but I would say for cats in general, the most annoying thing is that you never really know what you're gonna get. They can kind of be wild cards. You could get a cat who's snuggly and affectionate, or you could get a cat who's a total jerk and will scratch you if you get anywhere close to them. So I feel like with dogs, kind of across the board, they're a little bit sweeter. I can't speak for all dogs, but most dogs just seem to have a sweeter temperament. But cats, it's really a toss-up, and that can be a bit annoying. The next question is indoor or outdoor cat. So if you didn't know, I actually have two cats. I have Clementine, who you guys see a lot of, and then another cat named Hannah. She's really old, and she is an outdoor cat because when we adopted her, she was already rather old and she was used to her outdoor ways, so we just, let her keep doing that. And then when I adopted Clementine, she was still pretty young and wasn't used to being outdoors, so I've kept her inside. From the vet that I have talked to, she always advocates for indoor cats because depending on where you live, there are dangerous animals. Where I live, there's a lot of coyotes, which is pretty scary to think about a cat being outside. So our cat Hannah, she always comes in at night and she doesn't really go far away from our house. She just sits in the backyard. But if you have a cat who is an outdoor cat, just make sure that they are staying safe and maybe, make sure they're inside the house at night. And if you feel like they're wandering really far away from your house, that might not be super safe. So I would say indoor over outdoor, but if you have a cat who's already used to going outdoors, it's going to be hard to try and confine them back to indoor. So just, know your cat, know your area. Okay, our next question says, does Clemmy let you clip her fingernails, or do you have to get the vet to do it like we do? Clemmy does let me clip her fingernails. It's a two-person job, so I usually enlist someone to help me, someone to hold her, and someone to actually do the clipping. She is a little feisty sometimes and makes some grumpy noises, but she never gets violent. Next up, we have what is your favorite and least favorite thing about owning a cat? This is a loaded question, but I would say my least favorite thing is probably has nothing to do with the cat itself. I absolutely love cats. My least favorite part is people thinking you're weird if you talk about your cat a lot. Like if you love your cat and you want to talk about it a lot, like it's your little fur baby, it has a different vibe to it than if you talk about your dog like that. And I've always felt that that's a little bit annoying, Like you can be a crazy cat lady, but there's no like crazy dog lady. It's just you have a dog and that's cute and fun. So I want to end the stigma of owning a cat being weird. I think it's cool and awesome, and you should be able to talk about your cat without people thinking like, why is she talking about her cat like that? And then my favorite part about owning a cat is just that they're so cute to look at, and you can just squish their little faces, and when you're feeling down, if it comes and sits on your lap and just purrs and make you feel warm, it's just the best feeling ever. And it feels like an extra accomplishment if you're able to get a cat to love you than if you're able to get a dog to love you, Like dogs just love everyone no matter what, but cats takes special finesse. So those are my fave and least fave things. This next question made me laugh. It says, does she ever get angry at you? And angry is spelled with an I, and I feel like angry with an I is the perfect way to describe how Clemmy feels towards me sometimes. It's not like deep wrath or anger. It's just like, Mom, what are you doing? So sometimes like if she's looking extra cute, I'll pick her up and flip her over and hold her like a little baby and rub her tummy. And if she's sleepy, sometimes she'll go with it, but if she's in a crazy playful mood, she gets a little grumpy with me. And then in the mornings when she wants me to get up and feed her, she'll do everything she possibly can to make a ruckus in my room and get me to get out of bed. So I don't know if it's angry, but it's like, angry, like cute little, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. Okay, the last thing I got asked a few times was just for some tips in general. So I'd say some tips I have are let your cat do things in their own time. So if you get them a new carrier or a new bed or new anything, just leave it out and let them investigate it for themselves. Because if you force them to like sit in the bed or sit in the carrier, then they're going to be traumatized and not want to go in it when you bring it out or when they see it. But if you just leave it sitting there, chances are the cat will go investigate it for themselves and then they'll enjoy it. Another tip I have, this doesn't apply to every cat, but for Clemmy at least, I've stopped buying her toys because she's perfectly content to play with like a piece of trash that she finds on the floor or like a balled up piece of paper. And I was spending money buying these cute little toys for her, and then she would knock them under my bed and forget about them, and I would forget about them too. And then she'd find like a post-it note and play with that for days. So in my opinion, it's not worth it. Those are just a few tips I have for cats, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned a little something about cats. Maybe you want to get a cat. If you have the means and are able to, I strongly encourage you to adopt a cute little cat friend, and I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee, but in my experience, it has been amazing and wonderful. So, see you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you have a cat, tell me all about them in the comments. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.